وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you all to the first class of this week. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us remain consistent, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us all abundantly, and may He enable us to seek guidance from the Quran, and may He give us the right understanding and the right guidance, and keep us always motivated and keep us always grateful to Allah for having given us this opportunity. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. I also do dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us in our recitation, translation, understanding, and implementation. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. This particular surah, Surah Qasas, is a Meccan surah, and it constitutes 88 verses. 88 verses. This surah is unique in the sense that right from the word go, Allah discusses about narrative of Musa alayhi salam vis-a-vis Fir'aun, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unfolds those incidents is truly inspiring. Inshallah, as we proceed, we will be understanding the beauty and the power of these verses in this particular surah. May Allah make it easier for all of us. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alamin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طاسيم ميم. تلك آيات الكتاب المبين. نتلو عليك من نبأ موسى وفرعون بالحق لقوم يؤمنون. إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ونستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Tasim Mim. These are the verses of the book clear. We recite upon you from the news of Musa and Fir'aun bil haq, with truth, for the people who believe. Verily Fir'aun exulted in the land and made its people into sects or groups, weakening a group among them, slaughtering their sons and letting live their daughters. Verily he was among the mufsidin, mischief makers. अल्लाह के नाम से जो बेइंतहा मेहरबान खूब रहम फरमाने वाला. तौसीमीम. ये किताब मुबीन की आयतें हैं, या ये रोशन किताब की आयतें हैं. हम पढ़कर सुनाते हैं आप पर मूसा और फिरौन का वाक़या पूरा सच्चाई के साथ, हक के साथ, उन लोगों के लिए जो ईमान रखते हैं. बेशक फिरौन सरकशी अख्तियार की ज़मीन में और बनाया उसके लोगों को ग्रोह ग्रोह, कमज़ोर रखा था. एक ग्रोह उनमें से जुबाह करता था या क़त्ल करता था उनके बेटों को और जिंदा छोड़ देता था उनके बेटियों को. बेशक वो था मुफसिदों में से, यानी फसाद करने वालों में से. Several generations Pharaoh and his ancestors were unleashing atrocities and persecuting the Bani Israel. कई सदियों से फिरौन और उसके आबा व अजदाद बनी इसराइल पर बड़े सख्तियों के साथ और जुल्म और ज्यादती उन पर करते रहे. अल्लाह ने लेकिन हर चीज के लिए एक वक्त मुकर्रर रखा है. अल्लाह has always kept a decree or a term determined, and Allah always says, وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. Allah is not unaware of what you do. Don't think Allah is unaware. जो कुछ जुल्म और ज्यादती and whatever atrocities they are doing or injustices they are doing, it's not that Allah is unaware, but Allah's pattern to conduct his affairs is that he gives every community, every nation a term. And until then, he allows them to do whatever they want. But when that time ends, then Allah brings about his decision and the matter is closed or the chapter is closed once and for all. This is Allah's pattern. Allah की सुन्नत, Allah का तरीका यही होता है कि वो मोहलत पर मोहलत देते चला जाता ताकि वो कौम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा गुनाह कमा ले और जितने चाहे जो है वो बुरे काम करें या नाइंसाफ़ी करें या जुल्म और ज़्यादती करें, अल्लाह इनको ढील दे देता है। लेकिन जब वक्त आ जाता है अल्लाह के हुक्म और फैसले के मुताबिक, फिर एक घड़ी भर ला यस्ताखिरुन साअतन वला यस्तक़दिमुन, फिर एक घड़ी भर ना उसको आगे ले आ सकते ना कोई इसको पीछे डाल सकते। So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is disclosing that the time of Firaun is running out, and Allah decides that now his chapter has to be closed once and for all. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala executes his plan, that is something for us to closely watch, observe and find for ourselves the pattern and the method how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala executes his decisions. Mind-boggling, mind-boggling. हैरान रह जाएंगे कि अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला अपनी तदबीरों का फैसले कैसे करता है। युदब्बिरुल अम्र मिनस समाई वल अर्ज़, वो अपनी तदबीरों के फैसले अकेले आसमान से लेते हुए जमीन तक तमाम फैसले अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला यूनिलैटरली ले लेता है और इसके फैसले अजीम शान जो है उसके तरीके होते हैं, अनोखे अंदाज से करता है। It will not be possible for any human being to predict or comprehend. That is the power and the style and the inimitable style in which Allah executes his plan and decision. That is something which you and I need to closely watch at these verses, how they unfold and this incident goes until Firaun is completely eliminated along with his army. وَنُرِيدُ أَن نَّمُنَّ عَلَى الَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَنَجْعَلَهُمْ أَئِمَّةً وَنَجْعَلَهُمُ الْوَارِثِينَ وَنُمَكِّنَ لَهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَنُرِيَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَامَانَ وَجُنُودَهُمَا مِنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَحْذَرُونَ. And we intended that we do a favor upon those who were weakened in the land and to make them a'imma, leaders. A'imma means leaders, and to make them warisin, inheritors. And we wish to give them authority in the land, or we wish to establish them in the land, and we wish to show Firaun and Haman and their forces among them what they used to yahzarun, be fearful of or dread. और हम चाहते थे कि हम एहसान करें उन लोगों पर जो कमज़ोर किए गए थे ज़मीन में और बनाए उनको पेशवा और बनाए उनको वारिस, और हम इख्तिदार देना चाहते थे उनको ज़मीन में और हम दिखाना चाहते थे फ़िरौन को और हामान को और उनके लश्करों को उनमें से जिस चीज़ का वो थे खौफ करते, जिस चीज़ का वो थे खौफ करते हुए। वअौहैना इला उम्मी मूसा अन अर्ज़िई फ़इज़ा ख़िफ़्ती अलैहि फ़अल्क़ीही फ़िल यम्मी वला तख़ाफ़ी वला तहज़नी इन्ना राद्दूहु इलैकी वजाइलुहु मिनल मुरसलीन. And we inspired to the mother of Musa that nurse him, arzi'ihi, that nurse him. Then when you fear about him, falqihi fil yammi, then put him in the sea. And do not fear and do not grieve. Inna radduhu ilayki, verily we shall return him to you. Waja'iluhu minal mursalin, and make him among the messengers. और हमने वही भेजी मूसा की माँ की तरफ के दूध पिलाना उसे, फिर जब तू खौफ करे उसके बारे में तो डाल देना उसको समंदर में, और ना तू खौफ करना और ना तू गम करना, बेशक हम लौटा देंगे उसको तेरी तरफ और बना देंगे उसको रसूलों में से. Now from here onwards Allah's plan starts unfolding. Allah has taken a decision. Now the time has run out for Firaun. अब उसका वक्त खत्म हो गया अब अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला बनी इसराइल पर एहसान करना चाह रहा, और अल्लाह ने फैसला कर दिया कि बनी इसराइल को अब पेशवा बनाए, इख्तिदार दे, उनको लीडरशिप दे, उनको गवर्नेंस दे। और अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला चाहता था कि जो है इनको जो है अपनी नियामतों का वारिस बनाए, क्योंकि सदियों इन्होंने परेशानियां और मुसीबतें झीले। Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken a decision that help should go to the Bani Israel, and the chapter of Iran should be closed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now starts his plan. We should understand that the law that was enforced by Pharaoh was no male infant child among the Bani Israel should be allowed to survive. कोई भी बच्चा बनी इसराइल की कौम में जो पैदा होगा फौरन उसको कत्ल कर दिया जाएगा। ये फिरौन का हुक्म, और फिरौन का हुक्म वो पूरा करता रहा। अपना जो फैसला था, he was executing it, and mercilessly Pharaoh's people used to search and identify houses of the Bani Israel where the children were born, and they would immediately, when they come to know that it is a female, that is a male child born, immediately they would go and kill it in front of its parents. सोचेगा कि क्या गुजरी होगी उसके उस बच्चे के माँ बाप पर। माँ ने 9 महीने पेट में रखकर जना है, और उसके आंखों के सामने, उस माँ के आंखों के सामने ये जालिम आएंगे और उसको कत्ल कर देंगे बच्चे को। Now you may wonder how come Harun alayhi salam survived. Of course, different versions are there. When Pharaoh went on executing his plan of destroying or killing the male children among the Bani Israel, according to certain information which he got from astrologers, that one of those children is going to topple the government of Pharaoh. One of the children among the Bani Israel very soon is going to topple the government of Pharaoh. This information some astrologers had given to Pharaoh, on account of which he brought about this law and started enforcing. कुछ नजूमियाँ आके नजूमियों की जो है बात पर जो है उसने ये फैसला किया कि ठीक है, अगर कोई मेरे गवर्नमेंट पर खतरा है तो मैं जो है ये हुक्म सादर करता हूँ कि कोई भी मर्द बच्चा जो पैदा होगा बनी इसराइल में उसको कत्ल कर दें। फिर उसके बाद ऐसे हुआ that the Egyptians and the people of Pharaoh, they now were worried that if all the male infant children are going to get killed like this, there will come a period when there will be no male young people to work for Pharaoh, because Pharaoh was extracting hard labor and tough work from the Bani Israel, particularly the young men. तो इनके खौफ हुआ कि अंदेशा हुआ अब ये जो है बच्चों को कत्ल करते चले जाए तो कौन फिर नौजवान बचेंगे बनी इसराइल में से जो फिरौन का काम कर सके। और उसने बड़ा जो है बेरहमी से जो है वो काम लेता था। अब इनको खुद काम करना पड़ेगा, वैसा भी एक वक्त आने का अंदेशा है, तो क्या किया जाए। फिर they went and gave a suggestion to Pharaoh. So Pharaoh then thought over it and felt that suggestion or that concern to be really genuine. Then he brought about a law saying that 1 year all male children born among the Bani Israel will be left without being killed. The following year, any male child born among the Bani Israel will be put to kill. Now Harun alayhi salam, who was 1 year senior to Musa alayhi salam, was born at a time when the rule was that that particular year male children born among the Bani Israel will be allowed to survive. And that's why Harun alayhi salam don't have any issue of surviving. Whereas Musa alayhi salam is born the subsequent year at a time when the law is enforced where any male child born will be put to death. Allahu Alam. Now imagine the state of Musa alayhi salam's mother. As would have been the state and the mental state of all those mothers would be giving birth to children, whether it's a male child, and if it's going to be a male child, what would happen? This fear and anxiety was there in every mother and now in this case in the heart of Musa alayhi salam's mother as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ne wahi bheji. Now what is this wahi? Wahi is something which comes to the prophets and the messengers, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends it through Jibreel alayhi salam, or through a dream, or Allah puts that view or that point in the minds, in the mind of the prophets. That is the wahi. But in this case, it's not that kind of a wahi. It's a kind of a thought which Allah puts directly in the mind of Musa alayhi salam's mother. ये भी एक wahi का जरिया है. For example, the honeybee also is, Allah says, we send the wahi to the honeybee that it should produce honey. अब शहद की मक्खी को भी अल्लाह कहता है कि हमने वही को जो है भेजा उसकी तरफ. यानी क्या मतलब? अल्लाह ने उसको हुक्म दिया और उसके काबिल बनाया कि वो जो है शहद को तैयार करे. तो इसी तरह जो है ये वही उस वही के जैसा नहीं है जैसा which comes to the prophets. This is a kind of a thought which Allah put in the mind of Musa alayhi salam's mother, that you nurse the child, but when you fear that Pharaoh's people may come to your doorstep to identify the child that has been born, and if you have any kind of a fear or anxiety, then you put the child in a basket, put the basket into the sea and let it go. We'll take care of the rest. No, it's just not take care of the rest. Inna radduhu ilayki. Inna radduhu ilayki wa jailuhu min al-mursalin. We will return him to you. हम उसको वापस लौटा देंगे तेरे पास. अल्लाह ने वो वही और वो चीज मूसा इस्लाम के माँ के जहन में डाल दिया कि तू उस बच्चे को बास्केट में डाल और वो बास्केट को समंदर में डालना, फिर छोड़ देना. हम उस बच्चे को वापस तेरे पास लौटाएंगे. और आगे भी पेशन गोई और खुशखबरी अल्लाह ने देता है मूसा इस्लाम की माँ को, हम बना देंगे उसको रसूलों में से. वी शैल मेक हिम अमंग द मैसेंजर्स. एक तरफ on one side Musa इस्लाम मदर्स anxiety is growing, and as it's but natural, as a mother who has just given birth to a child, and only the mother knows what mental state and condition it undergoes and what stress and anxiety a mother undergoes, even if something slightest goes wrong with its newborn child or with its child. क्या गुजरती है माँ पर जब बच्चा के मामले में कुछ भी खौफ हो, अंदेशा हो, तो माँ पर क्या गुजरती है हर माँ जानती है इसके बारे में. And many of sisters are there in this class. They will very well understand this. Likewise, Musa alayhi salam's mother is also highly anxious and worried. What would happen to my child? Allah is telling me to put it in the sea. हाथों से मैं कैसे बच्चे को समंदर में डालूं? Will any mother put? It's as good as losing the child. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's promises that we will return him to you. And Allah is making her happy by saying that we will even make him among the messengers. Now there's a sense of faith which comes and plays a major role in this matter. Musa's mother is able to understand it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is giving this promise. Allah has made several promises to you and I as well in the Quran, right? You do these good deeds, I will give you paradise. You do these, fulfill these obligations, Allah will reward you. So many promises. Inna wa'dallahi haq. Verily the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is true. आपका अल्लाह का वादा जो है बेशक अल्लाह का वादा सच्चा होता है. इन्ना अल्लाह ला युखलिफुल मियाद. कभी अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला अपने वादों की खिलाफ वर्जी नहीं करता. Never Allah breaks his promise. So many verses like this we have seen in the Quran. Do you and I also have that same belief and faith in Allah's promises? Allah says, stay away from haram, I will give you these rewards. Do these deeds, I will give you these rewards. Still we falter, still we make mistakes, still we commit sins, still we go against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's promises and warnings. So this narrative is not just confined to the matter related to Musa alayhi salam and his mother, but it's a lot to be related to your life and my life. कितने वादे अल्लाह हमसे क्या है और अल्लाह के पूरे वादे सच्चे होते हैं. क्या हमारे अंदर वो यकीनी कैफियत पैदा होती है? कभी कभी कभार नहीं होती है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. इसको मजबूत बनाना चाहिए. If Allah has said it, that's it. I'm prepared to submit and surrender before him. That's it. I don't care about anything else now, not even about my own life. That is called true submission. And that's what Islam is all about. One who submits unconditionally before Allah. That's called a Muslim. उसी को मुसलमान कहते हैं. Unconditionally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala सामने सारे तस्लीम खम कर देना. That's it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now proceeding by saying further. فَالْتَخَطَهُ آلَ فِرْعَوْنَ لِيَكُونَ لَهُمْ عَدُوًّا وَحَزَنًا إِنَّ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَامَانَ وَجُنُودَهُمَا كَانُوا خَاطِئِينَ. Then picked him up the people of Pharaoh, that he may become for them an enemy and a source of grief. Verily Pharaoh and Haman and their forces were khati'in, sinners. फिर उठा लिया उसको फिरौन के लोगों ने ताकि वो हो जाए उनके लिए दुश्मन और गम का बायस. बेशक फिरौन और हामान और उनके लश्कर वो थे खताकार. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides that basket in which Musa alayhi salam has been placed, and it slowly moves through the waters and finally reaches the banks of the palace of Pharaoh. See, we should understand that all Allah's creation are subservient to him. पूरी अल्लाह की मखलूक उसकी इताअत करती है. किसकी इताअत करती है? अल्लाह की इताअत करती है. सिर्फ इंसान और जिन्नात को यह आज़ादी है कि उनकी अल्लाह की इताअत भी कर सकती है, फरमाबरदारी कर सकती है, नाफरमानी कर सकती है. ये फ्रीडम अल्लाह ने सिर्फ इंसानियत को और जिन्नात को दिया है. दिस लिबर्टी एंड फ्रीडम अल्लाह हैज गिवन only to mankind and jinnat, whether they wish they can obey him or disobey him. Fortunate are those who obey him, and wretched and unfortunate are those who disobey him. Well, that is one point. But otherwise, all other Allah's creation is a Muslim. They are obedient to Allah. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands them, they will operate. To the extent, if Allah tells even the fire which has been created by nature to burn, if Allah says you cannot burn, you should not burn, it will not burn, as it happened in the case of Ibrahim alayhi salam. If Allah told the whale or the fish not to digest Yunus alayhi salam, it would not digest. Like this, the umpteen number of narrations in the Quran. Allah ने किसी मखलूक को, if Allah tells that the Fajr will not happen till Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam returns after the Miraj, the sun will not rise. If Allah decides that the mother of Isa alayhi salam, Maryam alayhi salam, should give birth to a child even without a man or a male, it would give birth. I can give you an umpteen number of narrations and examples in the Quran like this. This is the power of Allah. ये अल्लाह की खुदरत है, उसके करिश्मे हैं, उसके अनोखे फैसले हैं, और पूरी मखलूक अल्लाह के सामने इताअत गुजार होती है. It's all Muslim. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the sea now that you should not drown this child, but take it safely, and Allah is directing the waters to take it in the direction where it would reach, the basket would reach the banks of the palace of Pharaoh. We have to read between the lines, then you only understand the power of Allah. तो अल्लाह ने जो है पानी को ये हुक्म देता है, या पानी के मछलियों को ये हुक्म देता है कि वो डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना, या कोई जो है नुकसान ज़रर नहीं पहुंचाना उस बास्केट को. और बास्केट को भी इतना मजबूत अल्लाह ने इसको रखा है, और पानी को भी इस तरह उसको डायरेक्ट कर रहा है कि वो बराबर उस बास्केट को ले जाकर फिरौन के महल के करीब जाके टिकना. How many things can happen? Some fish from underneath would topple the basket, or some strong wave would come and topple the basket. Musa alayhi salam could get drowned, or the sea could take it into some other direction. Anything was possible. The life of Musa alayhi salam inside that basket is at high risk. But if it's Allah's decision to save that child and fulfill his plan, nothing in the world can change it or reverse it or alter it. Many a time we also come across so many matters. अरे हम नहीं समझे ऐसे होगा, लेकिन कभी ऐसा होता इतना अच्छा हो गया क्या? Both ways. Sometimes it's a shock, sometimes it's a pleasant surprise. All decisions are from Allah. We need to do what Allah has asked us to do, leave the rest to Him. We need to do what we need to do, leave the rest to Him. Just do dua, Allah मेरे हक में खैर के फैसले फरमा. That's it. Oh Allah, decide good for me. Finished. Have that conviction, have that faith in Allah. Never have doubt in Allah's promises and never have doubt in Allah's attributes. अल्लाह के सिफात में, अल्लाह के वादों में कभी शक नहीं करना. होगा क्या नहीं, हमको नहीं लगता ऐसे होने वाला है, मेरे को तो जो है जरा डाउट है. नहीं. If you're being good, if you're doing good and you are following the direction as Allah and His Messenger have said, there's nothing to worry. Even though it may appear apparently of a sometime that it is disappointing, but in the long run, that's where success is. हो सकता कुछ छोटे मोटे setbacks हों, disappointments हों, लेकिन अल्लाह का वादा कभी झूठा नहीं हो सकता. The Prophet did not face reverses in the battle of Uhud. Wasn't there not anxiety in the battle of Ahzab? In the battle of Hunain, he was almost at the brink of defeat. Battle of Tabuk was even more scary. So many hurdles, so many setbacks, so many disappointments, so many obstacles, so many challenges, but there was unflinching faith in Allah. Allah अपना वादा पूरा करके रखेगा, इस दीन को कायम करके रखेगा. युतिम्मु नूरिही वलो करिहल काफिरून वलयुतिम्म नूरिही वलो कायन. He will perfect his light even though the disbelievers may not like it. Allah ने अपना वादा पूरा किया है नहीं किया. 23rd year, within few after 23rd year, Allah ensured that the deen of Islam was established on this earth. But it had to undergo a lot of challenges, difficulties, ups and downs, obstacles. So many lives had to be lost, so many sacrifices had to be placed. कितने कुर्बानियों के बाद, कितने मशक्क़तों के बाद, कितने जानों के खोने के बाद, कितना जान और माल के नुकसान के बाद, कितने परेशानियां और मुसीबतों को झेलने के बाद अल्लाह कामयाबी दिया या नहीं दिया. तो अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला is giving us all these messages through these verses. وقالت امرأة فرعون قرة عين لي ولك لا تقتلوه عسى أن ينفعنا أو نتخذه ولدا وهم لا يشعرون. And said the wife of Pharaoh, قرة عين لي ولك. He can be a coolness of my eyes and to your eyes. He can be a source of comfort and coolness for my eyes and for your eyes. La taqtulhu, do not kill him. Perhaps that he may benefit us, or nattakhizahu walada, or we can take him as a son. Wahum la yashun, while they not perceived or realized. फिरौन की बीवी ने कहा, यानी जो है कहा फिरौन की बीवी ने, ये आंखों की ठंडक बनेगा मेरे लिए भी और तुम्हारे लिए भी, ना तुम उसको कत्ल करो. मुमकिन है कि वो हमें नफा देगा या हमें बना लेंगे उसको अपना बेटा, जबकि वो नहीं शऊर रखते थे. Imagine a stone-hearted, merciless tyrant like Pharaoh showing some inclination to the words of his wife. सोचिएगा, पत्थर दिल, बेरहम इंसान, उससे बेरहम इंसान दुनिया में पैदा नहीं हुआ और क़यामत तक पैदा नहीं होगा. अब इसका भी दिल नरम पड़ रहा है, ये भी अल्लाह की कुदरत है. Allah can make hearts soft, and Allah can also make the hearts stone-hearted, hard-hearted, worse than rocks. ये भी अल्लाह की कुदरत है. वअस्बहा फुआदु उम्मी मूसा फारिगा इन कादत लतुब्दी बिही लौला अर्रबतना अला क़ल्बिहा लितकूना मिनल मुमिनीन. And became the heart of the mother of Musa fariga, empty, that means empty of hope. In Qadat, almost surely she would have disclosed about him. Laula arrabatna ala qalbiha, had not we strengthened her heart that she may become among the believers. और हो गया मूसा की माँ का दिल बेकरार, यानी उम्मीद से खाली, बेकरार। करीब था कि वो बता देती उसके बारे में या जाहिर कर देती उसके बारे में, अगरचे कि हम नहीं मजबूत करते उसके दिल को, ताकि वो हो जाए ईमान वालों में से, यकीन करने वालों में से। Now Musa alayhi salam's mother's anxiety is growing even more after having put the child in the basket and that basket in the sea. Now she is worried what would have happened. Where is that basket? Where is it going? What is going to happen to my little child? وَخَالَتْ لِأُخْتِهِ قُصِّهِ فَبَصُرَتْ بِهِ عَنْ جُنُبٍ وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ وَحَرَّمْنَا عَلَيْهِ الْمَرَازِيَ مِنْ قَبْلُ فَقَالَتْ هَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى أَهْلِ بَيْتٍ يَكْفُلُونَهُ لَكُمْ وَهُمْ لَهُ نَاصِحُونَ. And she said to his sister, that is to Musa alayhi salam's sister, that is to her daughter, Khussihi, follow him. Fabasurat bihi, then watch him or watch the basket, anjunub, from a distance, while they not perceive. Waharramna alayhi marazia, and we forbade upon him nursing, min qabl, from before. Then she said, that is Musa alayhi salam's sister said, Hal adullukum, shall I lead you or direct you upon the family of a house, yakfulunahu, who will take care of him, yakfulunahu lakum, who will take care of him for you, while they to him nasihun, all his well-wishers. मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की माँ ने मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की बहन से कहा, पीछे पीछे जाओ उसके, फिर देखते रहो उसको दूर से, जबकि उनको पता ना चले। और हमने हराम कर दिया उस पर, यानी मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम पर, दूध का पीना इससे पहले। फिर मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की बहन ने कहा, क्या मैं तुम्हें बताऊं एक ऐसे घर वालों के बारे में जो उसका ख्याल करेंगे, यानी उसकी किफालत करेंगे तुम्हारे लिए, और वो उसके लिए उसके सच्चे खैर खा भी हैं। So this little child, as we understand, is picked up by the people of Pharaoh and handed over to Pharaoh and his wife. Now a decision is taken, okay, we will not kill this child, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the face of Musa alayhi salam so loving, so attractive, that it could melt the heart of a merciless tyrant like Pharaoh itself. अल्लाह ने मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम के चेहरे पर वो खूबसूरती, वो अट्रैक्शन दे दिया कि ऐसे एक बागी और सरकश और सख्त तरीन दिल वाला एक शख्स भी जो है, उसका दिल थोड़ा नरम पड़ गया। This also Allah mentions, we read about this verse in Surah Taha. Now obviously the child is crying out of hunger. So all the wet nurses in the palace of Pharaoh are summoned, and each one is taking their turn to nurse the child. और अल्लाह ने हराम कर दिया मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम पर किसी दाई का दूध का पीना उस पूरे महल में, उस पूरे किंगडम में। यह भी अल्लाह की कुदरत है। Wet nurses are present, they are prepared to nurse the child, but the child is refusing to take. क्या अल्लाह की शान। Allah, who has a master plan with him to make him one of the most illustrious prophets in human history, will he allow this child to be nursed by the milk of the disbelievers? Definitely not. ये वो बच्चा है जो कल बड़ा होकर अंबिया इकराम में एक मुकाम रखने वाला, जिसको इंसानियत और ईमान वाले याद करेंगे क़यामत के दिन तक। ऐसे एक मुअज़्ज़ज़ और बरगज़ीदा नबी जो बनने वाला ये बच्चे को, क्या अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला इन जालिम और सरकश और गुनाहगार औरतों का दूध नसीब करेगा? डेफिनेटली नॉट। तो अल्लाह ने हराम कर दिया उनकी तमाम छातियां मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम के लिए. Musa अलैहिस्सलाम is crying but not prepared to take and get nursed. Now his sister intervenes and says, I can give you a suggestion if you listen to me, that I could direct you to a house who will take care, who will nurse this child and be its well wishers as well. What? Why don't you accept my suggestion? فرددناه إلى أمه كي تقر عينها ولا تحزن ولتعلم أن وعد الله حق ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون. فرددناه, then we returned him to his mother, that may be cooled her eyes and not she may grieve, and that she may know anna wa'dallahi haq, that the promise of Allah is true, and but most of them la ya'lamun, not they know. फिर हमने लौटा दिया उसको उसकी माँ के पास ताकि ठंडी हो जाए उसकी आंखें और ना वो गमगीन करे, और ताकि वो जान ले कि अल्लाह का वादा सच्चा होता है, लेकिन अक्सर उनमें नहीं वो जानते. देखिए अल्लाह की कुदरत. Now this little Musa alayhi salam's sister is saying, I will help you and guide you to a particular house where he will be taken care of. Before that, Pharaoh is not prepared to accept, and he says, no, that particular person whom you talk about, that lady whom you talk about will be able to nurse him. I want to see her, so ask her to come to my palace. So this daughter of, that is Musa alayhi salam's sister, comes quickly and tells mother, please come, you are being called. When she goes to the palace of Pharaoh, now this all comes in the tafasir, no stories of mine, it's all authentic tafasir. The moment Musa alayhi salam's mother comes to the palace, the child is immediately now getting nursed. Pharaoh is shocked. Then Pharaoh now gives instructions that this lady, whom he does not know actually is the actual mother of Musa alayhi salam, tells her, you please stay in my palace and you are given responsibility to nurse this little child. But Musa alayhi salam's mother says, sorry, I can't live here. I have responsibility back home. I will take the child along with me and I will nurse the child there and take care of him. Reluctantly, Pharaoh agrees. And he also gives an instruction saying that the payment that has to be made for this child to be nursed will be taken care of by the treasury of the kingdom. क्या अल्लाह की कुदरत. अब फिरौन कहता है, तेरे को जो उजरत देनी है दूध पिलाने की, वो मेरे ट्रेजरी से आएगा तुम्हारे यहाँ. क्या अल्लाह की शान. कैसे लौटाया अल्लाह ने वापस मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की माँ की तरफ उस बच्चे को. आगे उस बच्चे का ख्याल रखने के लिए उसके दूध पिलाने की उजरत भी दे रहा उल्टा. ये होता है अल्लाह का वादा, ये होता है अल्लाह की शान, ये होता है अल्लाह के तरीके, अल्लाह की तदबीर है. काश हमारे अंदर वो यकीनी कैफियत पैदा होती अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला की जात पर. If only we had faith, unflinching faith in the power of Allah, we would be the leaders of the world. Allah has given this promise that if you follow my instructions, I will give you leadership, I will give you governance, I will give you power in this land. This is also Allah's promise. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to inculcate in our hearts the promises of Allah, and to have firm faith in the promises of Allah and live our lives accordingly, that Allah will grant us dignity, honor, position, governance, leadership, success, both in this world and in the hereafter. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.